It's the final South Texas Derby and Copa Tejas match of the season for San Antonio FC. They're back at Toyota Field tonight as they welcome in Rio Grande Valley FC Toros. We have it for you on Fox Sports Southwest. Entering week 24 of the USL Championship seasons, a look at the table. San Antonio FC 1 point below the playoff line. That's because Oklahoma City jumped into the number 7 spot after their win last night in Portland. We welcome you upstairs to the broadcast booth along with Matt Barnes. I'm Dan Weiss. It's great to have you with us. An impressive bounce-back performance for San Antonio FC last Saturday in Reno, Matt. After losing to Sacramento 2 weeks ago here at Toyota Field, they get a 4-1 win in Reno for their first ever victory at Greater Nevada Field.
That's right, Dan. We talked about if that would hurt their confidence. I didn't think it would, and man, they came out and had a statement game last week.
Well, as we said at the top, it's the final Copa Tejas match of the season for San Antonio FC. And this was put together at the start of the year by the supporter groups for all 4 clubs, with Austin and El Paso joining the league. This has been a lot of fun to watch all season for all 4 teams.
It's been a great idea, and it's like a mini season within a season. Anytime you can win a trophy in Texas, you're doing something right.
Well, San Antonio FC will likely have to win tonight to have a shot at that inaugural trophy. Speaking of getting a trophy, what a great week it's been for Christian Pirano. The young midfielder has had quite the week. He turned 20 yesterday, was also named the USL Championship Player of the Week on Tuesday after recording a first-half brace against Reno.
That's right. We knew this kid was electric. What we didn't know is how he would handle the rigors of his first full professional season, Dan. And boy, as he handled them, not only handled them, he handled them well, and he's growing and getting better week in and week out.
Pirano is the 4th San Antonio FC player to win the award in the history of the franchise. And a look at his numbers from the season, he does it on both sides of the field from the chances he creates and the duels that he has won throughout the year. Well, derby matches are always fun. You can throw the records out the window, and San Antonio FC owes RGV a little bit of payback after the Toros won back on May 25th down in the Valley 3-1. It's a Copa Tejas matchup and the South Texas Derby, which we've enjoyed watching all season. Starting 11 and kickoff coming up next here on Fox Sports Southwest.
Two American icons are joining forces for a collaboration a century in the making. Budweiser and Jim Beam introduce the Budweiser Reserve Copper Lager, a rich lager aged on Jim Beam bourbon barrel staves with hints of vanilla and caramel rye, followed by a deliciously smooth finish.
Hey, how was your week? My in-laws were in town. I got a standing desk. I tried quinoa.
I took the dog to the groomer!
Make your weekends more exciting than the days before them.
We drove 3 hours to the kids' swim meet!
Right now, qualified buyers get 0% APR financing for 72 months, plus a $2,000 special edition bonus on a new 2019 Tundra Special Edition. Toyota, let's go places.
The Children's Bereavement Center provides supports to children and families who have been devastated by a death loss. My name is Blair Thompson, and I am the Managing Director of the Children's Bereavement Center of South Texas. By engaging SWBC PEO, it allows us to minimize our administrative costs so that we can direct more of our resources to serving children and their families. If we had to hire a person to come in, I don't think that we could do it as efficiently. They're not just a vendor for us, they're a partner to us.
San Antonio FC Soccer on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Toyota. Go to buyattoyota.com or visit your local Toyota dealer today. Week 24 of the USL Championship and a South Texas Derby and Copa Tejas match featuring San Antonio FC and RGV Toros. Here's a look at the starting 11 for the visitors from down in the valley. Up top, Michael Salazar, former first-round pick by the Montreal Impact, leads them with 9 goals in 14 appearances on the season. For San Antonio FC tonight, a look at their starting 11. Frank Lopez last week scored his 4th goal in 5 matches with San Antonio FC. He's tied for 8th in the USL with 10 goals overall in 19 appearances this season. We take a look at the supporter groups for San Antonio FC over there. That is Mission City Firm and the Crocketeers. They're going to do something very cool coming up in the 22nd minute tonight. This was actually put together by 8th Notch, the El Paso Locomotive supporters group. The supporters are going to hold up their phones, their phone lights in the 22nd minute. They're going to stop their chants, hold up their phone lights to honor the 22 people who tragically lost their lives 2 Saturdays ago in El Paso, Texas. And by the way, El Paso is going to play their first match tonight since that tragedy took place at the Walmart in El Paso 2 weeks ago. So we will certainly look forward to that coming up in the 22nd minute. We are underway along with Matt Barnes, our entire crew. I'm Dan Weiss. Great to have you with us tonight at Toyota Field. San Antonio FC in their home black kits trimmed in red and white. RGV Toros in their away red kits trimmed in white. It's the second and final meeting between these clubs. RGV won down in the Valley all the way back on May 25th, a 3-1 victory for the Toros, who all time, this is the 12th match between these clubs. RGV has 5 wins against 3 losses and 3 draws. Kind of spoiled the party for San Antonio FC last year in the final game of the season here. San Antonio needed to take all 3 points to have a shot at the playoffs, and RGV ended up coming away with a 1-1 draw that eliminated San Antonio FC in the final week of the regular season a year ago. San Antonio, as mentioned, coming off the 4-1 victory against Reno. And in that match, they set season highs in shots on goal with 11 and chances created with 19. Darren Powell called it yesterday. He thought the best performance on the road for his side, not only this year, but maybe in all 4 years in the history of the club.
It was just such a good rebound after having a disappointing loss at home last time they were here. And it was really good. They've been racking up points. They had a little setback and then decided, hey, we're going to go out and make a statement on the road, and they did that.
Meanwhile, RGV comes off a 3-3 draw on the road in Colorado Springs. They had that game won. In fact, they had it lost, then won. They were down 2 goals in the first half, scored 3 unanswered, and then gave up the equalizer at the death in stoppage time to disappointingly walk out with only 1 point. They only have 1 road victory this season in their 11 matches away from HEB Park. So another club, like we've seen many in the USL Western Conference, that struggle on the road. Abia Khan getting forward and defended away from him. Is back to play at Michael LaHood. You see LaHood is wearing the armband tonight as the captain. That's because Pekka, who took warm-ups tonight and was scheduled to play, is out of the 18 tonight with an injury. He's replaced in the starting 11 by Mo Hernandez, who makes his first start since late April. Hernandez, who suffered a lower body injury and missed 2 months of the season, making his 10th overall appearance, and doing so in almost an unusual position for him. He's a normal center back, but playing in a holding midfielder spot, Matt. And I asked Darren Powell about that yesterday with Mo Hernandez getting back to full strength, where he would fit in, because San Antonio really seems committed to this 3-back formation, and this is exactly where he kind of figured Mo Hernandez would slide into.
Yeah, it's a good move because Mo will be able to sit there and really screen the back 3. When you play with the back 3, you're going to leave some space on that back line. I'm sure what Darren was hoping to do is get just a really good defender there to screen the back 3.
Darren Powell with an all-time record of 49 wins against 33 draws and 36 losses, and we've often talked about the home record, 31, 19, and 10, to see San Antonio go down 3 in the first half. The last time they were at home against Sacramento, very unfamiliar territory. This ball clipped into the box, and off the back of Roberto Castellanos, settled down outside by Brian Gomez, who's playing on the left side tonight. Billy Forbes is in the 18, but not in the starting 11. Walter Restrepo playing on the right side, where we usually see him come in the second half. Second consecutive start for Restrepo, who had 2 assists last Saturday night in Reno. It was a good ball upfield, and Enriquez will get to it. Michael Salazar getting forward as Enriquez will run here on LaHood. Slides to Salazar, top of the 18, and puts it just wide of Matt Cardoni.
See, Dan, this is Yarrow got caught going forward here, and RGV counterattacks. They get off a good shot outside the box, and a little unfortunate not to put that on target.
Salazar's their most dangerous player, 26 years of age, 9 goals in 14 appearances, 5 goals in 41 matches of his Major League Soccer career. As Frank Lopez sneaks behind the defense. Lopez spins in the area, but it's defended away from him by Alejandro Fuenmayor at the last moment.
I'd like to see Frank get something off early in the game, a shot there, instead of trying to turn the defender. He was getting close fast, but really like to see him test Corti right off the bat.
Nico Corti is the second-year keeper for RGV. An all-time record of 4 wins, 15 losses, and 12 draws. It's a guy who played at Stanford on a club that won 3 consecutive national championships, and he lost more games in 1 season in Rio Grande Valley than his club did in 3 years for the Stanford Cardinal.
Sure did. He had a great run there with my good friend Jeremy Gunn, and Nico played for me in the PDL several years ago. He's got a lot of talent. I'm sure he'll continue to improve as his career grows.
First corner of the match belongs to Rio Grande Valley. Isidro Martinez will head over to the corner stick to take it. You mentioned Salazar does the bulk of their scoring, 9 goals. Carlos Small comes off the bench in the second half. He's got 8. It's a good delivery from Martinez. It'll get through everyone to the top of the area. Put back in over the top. San Antonio will clear out. This is going to be a foul. It's going to be called on, I think it was going to be called on Frank Lopez. You see, yeah.
Yeah, Lopez, dangerous play. He got his boot high, real close to his head. Might have touched him a bit, maybe not, but still dangerous play.
Yeah, San Antonio thought that the foul was going to be against RGV, but it is indeed brought back by our center referee tonight, Sergei Demantriuk, who's working along with Benjamin Hall of Oppenheim and Shane Kennard. Fourth official, Killian Richardson, for tonight's match. And a dangerous free kick opportunity already, and it's an area you want to watch out for the rookie Andres Arcilla, the 25-year-old from Seton Hall. He scored almost from this exact spot last Saturday in Colorado Springs. He's over the ball right now. So RGV, who can score, they struggle defending, but they're sitting right there with San Antonio when it comes to goals for, 36 on the year. Arcilla plays short here now. Castellanos gives it a go. That deflects and saved before crossing the byline by Cardoni, preventing a corner.
Good job from Cardoni there to start the game. Keep that ball in play.
San Antonio FC trying to once again get out on their front foot, something they've done so well here this season. In fact, I was looking back at this along with some help from SAFC's media relations department. They already, through 23 games, Matt, have 8 goals in the first quarter hour of the match. That is more than in any previous season for San Antonio FC. Just to put that in perspective, last year for the entire season, they only had 3 goals in the first quarter hour of the match.
Yeah, that's an incredible stat. The nice thing about it is, look, we know San Antonio can defend, and we know they can defend well at home. So if they can get out and get a goal early, it's typically going to lead to some good results. Yeah, and here's a foul there in the midfield.
Again, you see Restrepo makes the start on the right side tonight. Just his 6th start of the season, although it is overall his 16th appearance. Abia Khan came back with Josh Yarrow. Yarrow begins the night 7th in the USL with 99 clearances. He's been the anchor of San Antonio's back line.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Dan, he's really impressed me this season.
Restrepo out wide, looking for Lopez. Instead, it's defended out, but over his own keeper, coming back here by the rookie Andrew Samuels, in a corner for San Antonio FC.
Here you see it on the right side. Restrepo plays a really nice ball into the box. Too bad somebody's not tailing that into the back post.
So Restrepo will come over to the corner here. San Antonio's first corner of the evening. And short play it, LaHood. He could score from here, gives it a go, and that just volleys over goal off a deflection, and a second corner coming up, and starting to see San Antonio do this a little more, play their corners short. We saw this against Sacramento, and they've had a little more success doing it this way.
This is a really good first touch by LaHood here, and getting that shot off on frame. Almost had a chance going in, but what a terrific first touch, and got his hips lined up and got a hold of that ball.
He scored from basically that exact spot in Sacramento back on June the 1st. This is Jack Barmby now on the opposite stick, the in-swinger. Great ball to the top of the 6, and court team misplayed it, but it was headed out. Restrepo sent it back on RGV's keeper. Against San Antonio FC, playing real well here in the first quarter hour, getting some chances after their 19 they created last Saturday night in Reno.
Yeah, Dan, I was wondering with the heat if they'd come out and kind of fill the game out and warm into it, but they've been on point from the start here tonight. Really attacking, committed to going forward. Guys are really buzzing around tonight.
Well, according to our field temperature correspondent, Lamar Wilkerson, down on the pitch, temperature tonight at kickoff is 97 degrees, feels like 101. A nice breeze, 14 miles an hour coming out of the southeast. That should keep things relatively playable and keep the humidity down. One thing we know about South Texas in August, it's hot. That humidity can stay down, and that at least makes it playable as the sun goes down as the game progresses along.
Absolutely. Not much cooler up here in the booth tonight, is it, Dan?
You did miss the rain, though. It stormed quite a bit on Thursday night, and that was the first measurable rain we had in 45 days. So that's what happens when you go out of town.
That's right.
You get those rarities of rain rolling. Field looks great tonight, by the way. Kai Green, the former RGV defender, played his first 3 seasons as a member of the Toros. Suffered a season-ending injury midway through last year, but for his career totaled 69 appearances with the Toros after completing his collegiate career. Always fun for these guys to get a chance to match up against their former clubs.
You know, Dan, we talked early on in the season about San Antonio giving up a lot of goals when they shouldn't, but look, this back line's been playing together for a lot of games now, and you're starting to see it come together. They're comfortable with each other and just playing much, much better than they were early in the season.
Gomez switched off on the right side there, was offside. And RGV will take over. We saw how congested the table was as we come into the 24th week. San Antonio FC sitting on 30 points, and really for the first time since March, they entered the week above the playoff line, but for the teams below them, including RGV, and then for the teams going all the way up to 4th in the table, there is a lot of wiggle room that'll be taking place over the final 11 weeks of the regular season. So it's amazing how valuable 3 points become at this time of the campaign.
Yeah, absolutely. And what San Antonio's been doing is stringing together points. So, you know, a draw and a win, a couple of wins together. They have a chance tonight to get 6 out of 6 points in their last 2 games. And that's when you start securing some playoffs bids.
5 wins in their last 7 matches. The streak that started with their victory against Austin Bold back on July the 3rd. So they've been playing some very good soccer here over the last 6 weeks of the regular season. There's Jack Barmby. Goals in each of his last 2 matches. He's got 6 on the season for the young Englishman. Barmby looking in the direction of Gomez. Lamb back to him. Watched over there by Alejandro Fuenmayor. Young Venezuelan players down on loan from Houston Dynamo. RGV is one of those clubs that has a very good relationship with their Major League Soccer affiliate in Houston, where not only they get first-team players down that play, but also a lot of academy players that come up and play as well. San Antonio trying to attack here. Gomez to the byline, takes it into the box. There's Mo Hernandez out to Barmby. Jack's got goals in 3 straight matches. San Antonio FC with another goal in the first quarter hour. Their 9th of the the season, and they're up 1 against the visitors from the Valley.
Dan, this is a fantastic goal to start the game off tonight. The ball gets played negatively. Barnby just cranks it first time with his left foot, comes across his body, and he bangs it into the left foot over on the left post, right on the ground. No way Corti can get that. What a goal to start the game off tonight.
If Mo Hernandez's second assist on Jack Barnby's 7th goal of the season. It's usually Barnby who's often creating, but Mo Hernandez getting forward in that situation to set up San Antonio's first goal of the evening. And for San Antonio FC, that's the 11th time they have opened the scoring. They've got a record of 7-1-2 in those matches. And RGV has never won this season when they concede first. Salazar looking to answer. Arcilla with a good opportunity. Arcilla! And that's defended, and it'll be kept alive by Yarrow and set out for a throw. This ball settled. As trying to make the turn, coming back out with it is Enriquez. Enriquez working there with Coronado getting forward. Enriquez towards that back post, and again, Ebia Khan rises to defend that one out. We'll get a corner here for RGV.
You can see Arcilla just makes a terrific cut. Good job by back pressuring there from the defenders and helping out Cardoni in the goal. Really good job from San Antonio. Almost leveled the game up.
Martinez. Delivers a good ball to the back post. Over the head of Fuenmayor. Kept alive as possession controlled by RGV. Arcilla. Return ball in the direction of Castellanos, just by him, and San Antonio FC with the clearance.
Yeah, Yarrow's going to bang that out, give everybody a chance to reset, organize, take a breather real quick. Probably a smart play from him.
RGV, 0 wins, 11 losses, 4 draws when they concede first this season. San Antonio FC with another opening quarter hour goal here. The 7th of the season for Jack Barnby, who now has 14 goals in 56 career USL appearances. What a pickup he has been for San Antonio FC this season.
He's been terrific, and just steady Eddie out there. Just plays good every game. He's a fun player to watch.
Gomez making the run. The ball just a little bit beyond his reach. RGV under the leadership of Gerson Echeverry, second-year head coach. They are also in their 4th season. Joined the league the same year as San Antonio FC. And Echeverry is the first returning head coach for RGV in their history.
A lot of changeover down there, but I like Gerson. I had a chance to go spend an afternoon with him last year, Dan, and he's really got his stuff together. He works hard. He's got a great staff down there. The stadium's incredible with the facilities. They're doing some really good things down there.
Prior to coming to RGV last season, coached 5 years at Seton Hall, and Andres Arcilla played for him at Seton Hall, brought him into the pro ranks here with RGV, and they look right now, if the season ended today, to be headed for a 3rd consecutive playoff miss. Made the playoffs in their first season in 2016, but then followed that up with 9 wins in 2017 and only 8 wins last year, and right now sitting on 6 wins total. 6-11-6 is their overall record, and sitting 15th in the Western Conference, 24 points, 7 below the playoff line coming into play tonight. Lopez nearly taking it off the feet there of Castellanos.
They have a little bit of a different philosophy, right? Because they are feeding into an MLS team, and this is the proving grounds for some of their young players. And, you know, Gerson doesn't always have the, opportunity to pick all of his players that are in and out of his roster every day. So it's a different way of, approaching a season, but that's, what happens with a lot of these teams that are working underneath an MLS team.
They have 3 academy grads, including that gentleman, Kevin Rodriguez, wearing number 27. Ironically, was drafted by Minnesota this past in the MLS Super Draft. His He was not signed to a homegrown product, even though he played in the Houston Dynamo Academy. He went to Northern Illinois, did not sign with Minnesota, and then came back to the family, so to speak, signing a USL contract with RGV. Got his first career goal last Saturday night in Colorado Springs. Here's Brian Gomez for San Antonio as we cross into the 20th minute. SAFC up 1. Jack Barmby taken off his foot and played upfield with Arcilla as Enriquez will get forward. Salazar running alongside him to the right. Enriquez makes the turn there on Kai Green. Will play it out wide to Arcilla. Arcilla, it's a good ball into the box looking for Salazar, and that's headed out by Yarrow. Combination play with Fuenmayor, a little bit awry there off the feet there of Arcilla. And San Antonio FC will have the goal kick here for Matt Cardoni. Makes his 23rd start of the season tonight. Record of 8 wins, 8 losses, 6 draws. He's 23-20-11 in all time. And tonight is 55th match in USL play for San Antonio FC.
And again, Dan, having the back line that's playing together more often with the goalkeeper behind him, same goalkeeper, it helps.
Again, Gomez making the run. Again, the ball is a little bit beyond him. Brian Gomez back to full health. 4 goals on the season for the 25-year-old from San Justo, Argentina. Quiet night for his running mate on the other side so far. Christian Perano here through 20 minutes.
It's because we talked about it so much in the pregame.
Usually finds a way to make his impact felt. And a belated happy 20th birthday to Christian Perano, who celebrated it yesterday. And Jesus Enrique celebrated his 22nd birthday yesterday as well. So happy birthdays to both sides. So we go into the 22nd minute. And again, as we told you at the top of the broadcast, the supporters for El Paso Locomotive, 8th notch in their match tonight, are shining their cell phone lights for the entire 22nd minute to honor those who lost their lives in the tragedy in El Paso 2 weeks ago. And Mission City Firm and the Crocketeers are doing exactly the same thing, stopping their chants and holding up their cell phone lights here in the 22nd minute to honor those from El Paso. And kudos to 8th Notch, and a kudos to everyone in the USL community who joins hands with those in El Paso. As Lopez lets this go, Restrepo, and just wide of goal there. So you see this, go ahead.
I was just going to say thoughts and prayers to all the people in El Paso. It's a very nice gesture. Thank you to the fan club for doing that.
You see the cell phone lights, and just starting to get to dusk here as those lights are fully lit right now. And even the RGV supporters across the way doing the same. Restrepo looking in Gomez's direction. Gomez back across the face of goal. And it lands at the feet of Roberto Coronado. Coronado nearly dispossessed there by Frank Lopez, and no matter anyway, San Antonio whistled for the foul. Frank Lopez with a word from Sergei Dementia, center referee. Remember, it was Frank Lopez who got elbowed in the first half against Sacramento 2 weeks ago. And he was the one who got the yellow card. Aaron Powell was very upset about that. He felt the elbow was perhaps maybe severe enough that Sacramento defender could have been sent off. Red card. Eventually, San Antonio FC, despite their rally, fell short in the end 3-2 after giving up 3 first half goals. Lopez has certainly been nothing short of sensational since coming over on loan from Galaxy 2. Tonight appearing in his 6th match with San Antonio FC, and 4 goals in 5 matches, 10 on the season for Frank Lopez, who begins the night tied for 8th in the USL in goals and tied for 12th with his 46 shots.
It's not just the goals he's scoring either, Dan. You can see right there a good example of he's just making it hard for defenders to play. There's a lot of work off the ball, a lot of chasing, a lot of tackling. He's doing a lot of work for San Antonio.
LaHood. Yarrow. San Antonio with the lead, a little more deliberate here. Pirano. Restrepo, and then back to Kai Green. And this again is where San Antonio FC really can play to their strengths, as not only a very good possession team, 52% coming into tonight, but a very good passing club. Passing accuracy of 81% coming into tonight's match for the season.
Look, RGV's playing right into San Antonio's issue tonight with Pekka out, and they're not pressing high, so they can take their time building the ball up to the midfield line. And until Rio Grande Valley starts pressing them, I think they're going to do just fine with it. But if you're Rio Grande Valley, you got to think about, look, Pekka is out. He's been the, he's been the go-to guy when we're building the ball out of the back. Let's go pressure Hernandez and see what he does with the ball.
That's lost off the touchline there by Salazar. Salazar was born in New York City, but native of Belize, and has played for his country several times. Gomez. LaHood from Barnby, just beyond Pirano. Pressure coming from Lopez. Corti will get rid of it quickly to Coronado. Good little play there from Enriquez to spin away from Mo Hernandez. Silla. Enriquez makes the run. Silla with a good delivery upfield, but just beyond the reach of Jesus Enriquez. You see again the importance of Andres Arcilla there, along with Enriquez. Really the two playmakers on this RGV club. Enriquez has 34 chances created. He's the team leader in that department, but Arcilla does a nice job as well, even from a quote-unquote holding midfield position, to really push the attack forward for RGV.
Yeah, they're both very good on the ball and creative, and it's tough to defend them when they get ahead of steam up.
Into the 28th minute at Toyota Field, Jack Barnby in the 14th minute. His 3rd goal in the last 3 matches, and his 7th overall this season for San Antonio as the home side up 1. Shot just off the side of goal there on the attempt coming from Roberto Coronado.
See Coronado here open his hips up, creates a little space for himself, and gets a shot off at the near post. I think Cardone had it covered, but he got a hold of that ball.
No more pressure here from RGV now. They'll come away with the turnover. Enriquez to Salazar. Outside, Andrew Samuels. Nice little play from Kevin Hernandez, gets free, edge of the box, letting it through and brought down in the area, but we play on. As that was Eric Bird going down to ground, the veteran midfielder. The longest tenured player for RGV, was with their club in their inaugural season. Tonight's 64th appearance with the Toros. He went down in the box. The referee said play on.
Went down a little easy, I'd say.
Meanwhile, Frank Lopez in a battle there on the ball. And no foul. Wow. Frank Lopez was tongue grabbed and everything, and his reaction, he's going to be set off. Wow.
That's absolutely shocking.
Frank Lopez has been shown red here in the 29th minute.
You see Lopez wins the ball here. Gets inside, just gets dragged down from the back. No idea. He must have said something to the referee that the referee didn't like. That's the only reason for that. I'm still not sure why you'd give him a straight red.
It seems like Frank Lopez has been on the wrong side of a couple of cards here at Toyota Field over the last couple of matches. And the argument can be made easily that the foul should have been against the defender for RGV for tugging at the jersey of Frank Lopez as he was trying to break free and create an opportunity on the attack. And when there was no foul called, Lopez's reaction generating an even more questionable red card from referee Dementia.
I still don't know. I have no clue what's going on here. Now it looks like the referee called the foul on Rio Grande Valley, and Frank Lopez is still on the field.
So now Gerson Echeverry is upset. Well, he went over and spoke with his assistant.
We have another look at it. He clearly wins the ball, gets dragged down from the defender. The referee, everybody knows it's a foul, stops. Referee says play on. Frank Lopez even has his back to the referee in a straight red. I just don't understand it.
Well, the red obviously must have been rescinded right away because Frank Lopez stayed on the field.
I saw the ref went to the linesman and speak with him, so maybe the linesman put some sense into him. And good job, linesman. That would have been a shame. That would have been a couple games at home in a row where Frank Lopez had an argument.
Meanwhile, Jack Barmby's attempt blocked. Lands back to Kai Green. Shot on the pitch is deflected and goes across the touchline. Throw here.
You can see now, Dan, what's happened is this has caused confusion for both head coaches. Everybody's upset about it. And again, it's just mismanagement of a game to this point.
So now it appears that Fuenmayor got sent off for a red.
So we were all wrong.
So Alejandro Fuenmayor set off for a red card, but I don't think I've ever seen that. The red card was shown to Frank Lopez, and it was off the reaction of Lopez from the referee from the no call.
Yeah, well, the referee not only didn't call it, he made the clear signal to play on to continue play. So really confusing situation. I can understand both head coaches being upset about this.
Well, so what appeared to be a situation where San Antonio was going to be a man down and without their best striker is now turned into a situation where RGV is a man down and San Antonio has the lead. That's just wild. And Connor Donovan, because RGV needs another defender, is going to come on here momentarily. That just makes, again, the argument more and more pressing to incorporate some form of VAR down at this level. And I know that it maybe can't be as expansive as what they're doing in Major League Soccer and at the FIFA level, but there's got to be some sort of VAR capabilities at this level to really avoid what just happened here.
There has to be, and like you said, we don't need 20 camera visions of it, but we have to put something in the referee's hands to get decisions right. Get a lot of people, a lot of money, a lot of things riding on games like this. Let's get it right.
And here's what this ends up turning into. Andres Arcilla is forced from the game now because a fourth defender has to come in here for RGV. That's an even bigger loss now. Not only does Fuenmayor get sent off, but Arcilla comes out here in the 35th minute, and Connor Donovan will take his spot. Really unfortunate for RGV.
It is. It has to be a tactical change from Coach Echeverry there. He has to make that change, but boy, what a bummer, because Arcilla was really playing well tonight and exciting, and it's fun to watch. Just taking a little bit more from the fans.
So that was again the situation, and you know, frankly, at the end of the day, I would have been fine with calling a foul on Fuenmayor, give him a yellow, but really nobody should have been sent off in that situation. Not Frank Lopez, and frankly not Fuenmayor either in that situation.
No.
But instead what ended up happening was Demanchik got caught in a tough spot where he said no foul, then had to play the reaction of Frank Lopez, sent him off, then went over, talked to his assistant, not only rescinded the red to Lopez, but gave a red to Fuenmayor.
And the referee didn't call a foul in the very first place.
Right.
So,
so again, you figure that one out. Meanwhile, San Antonio up a goal and up a man here at home against the Toros. Gomez breaks free. Out wide, Lopez. A strike blocked there by Donovan. And then Barmby shoots it off. Mo Hernandez got in the way of that goal.
Hernandez needs to get out the way out. We all saw that ball coming. It's right to his left peg, and he's going cross court with it. The big man just didn't see it.
Mo Hernandez came on in the second half. His first appearance in more than 2 months last Saturday night in Reno. Certainly been anxious to get back on the field after suffering that lower body injury. Kept him out for 8 weeks of the regular season. That'll be a foul on Barmby there, climbing the back. Kevin Hernandez.
It's been a really good start for him too, Dan. He's done a nice job screening the back line, and then goes down in the attack and has an assist on the goal. So it's a really good start from him tonight.
Eric Bird. Castellanos switched the play back to Bird. Played his collegiate soccer at the University of Virginia. Works it upfield. Kevin Rodriguez brushed off the ball there by Abia Khan. Challenge won by Bird. They're taking it away from Mo Hernandez. Deflects over to Michael LaHood. Out to Pirano. Pirano getting tugged at. That's going to be a yellow, you would think, here on Martinez, and it is. Caution on Isidro Martinez in the 38th minute. Which is exactly what the call, frankly, should have been on Fuenmayor 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, same exact situation, a little different spot. Should have been the same result from the referee.
Isidro Martinez, his first caution of the season. He's a good little story here. He's a 22-year-old rookie from Brownsville, Texas. Was playing his collegiate soccer at UT Rio Grande Valley. So a good job by the locals, kind of scouting what they had in their backyard. They found Isidro Martinez, and he makes his 21st start tonight. It's really impressive for a club, especially when they have the setup like they do with Houston Dynamo.
Yeah, he's a fantastic player. Texas State Gatorade Player of the Year in high school. Plays for Coach Paul and my good friend Lee Williams down at RGV. I know they're all excited about what he's doing with his career, and it's been great for their program to have a pro on the pitch now.
RGV a man down here as we approach halftime, and San Antonio FC on top 1-0. Rodriguez with the first touch goes down. We play on after Might have taken a foot from Ebiakan there in that situation. Meanwhile, Walter Restrepo can't get on the end of that delivery across the field. Saw this happen in the match against Real Monarchs a few weeks ago. They went down a man late in the first half. Despite the fact that they were trailing 2-0 at that point, they came back with a late goal in stoppage time in the first half, made it 2-1. That gave them some momentum going into halftime. Castellanos. Coronado. RGV looking to build up some possession. Eric Berg coming back for the ball. He's going to have to play more in Arcila's spot here now in the new formation. Andrew Samuels will take the throw. Samuels finds Bird. Bird cuts into the area. I'm going to say Bird got the ball with his hand. It'll be a throw, or a free kick rather, for San Antonio FC. San Antonio tonight beginning a 2-match homestand. They'll get New Mexico United here next Saturday night. It's another club that earlier on in the season had their way against SAFC, winning 3-0 against Darren Powell's club back at Isotopes Park. New Mexico United, second half of the season has not been as kind to them. They've slipped a little bit from their really hot start, as they had 18 goals in the first 2 months of the season. They'll be here next Saturday night, and then San Antonio finishes with 6 out of their final 9 matches on the road.
That's exactly why they need to get some points tonight and next Saturday night.
Pirano to the middle of the field. Can't give it a go there, as it was taken off the bottom of his foot at the last moment by Martinez. Meanwhile, Kevin Rodriguez making the run back upfield. Well played by Ebiakan on the recovery. And San Antonio will regroup here. Pirano limping a little bit there after that last sequence. Hernandez, great ball in the general direction there of Restrepo, although didn't get enough mustard behind it as it was taken by Coronado. Enriquez, Salazar. Clip it back over the top there for Jesus Enriquez, who got held up out wide from pressure by Michael LaHood. And again, LaHood will find Restrepo. Looking in Lopez's direction, but Nico Corti comes out and will take it first. And now a giveaway nearly from RGV. They're able to maintain possession, though. Dangerous ball potentially back in LaHood's direction. Will return to Matt Cardoni. LaHood. Lopez looks to make the turn. Instead, hands off to Mo Hernandez. Ryan Gomez, 1 against 2 defenders now. Gomez back to the middle of the park. The lane opens for a moment, closes quickly. Barnby take the turn, will play it out wide. Here's Restrepo. R&B, return ball, Restrepo, edge of the box, clips it into the 18. Pirano, little volley along, and Pirano finds the back corner. A late birthday present and a cheeky goal from 20-year-old Christian Pirano, the reigning USL Player of the Week, has San Antonio up 2.
This guy's something else, man. great movement of the ball in and around the box. You see Restrepo clips this back. I don't even know how you do that. Comes across to his left foot, clips it up over Corti. What a fantastic goal. What a treat tonight to see that. He hasn't really done a ton in this half and then just shows up out of nowhere with a wonder goal. Happy birthday.
No longer a teenager. Frankly, he's played like a savvy veteran the last few weeks. That is his 5th goal already. And he didn't get his first until late June in Fresno. So you talk about a 5-goal stretch now for Christian Pirano over the last 2 months of the season. And again, his story is frankly nothing short of amazing because he came to San Antonio on trial. No contract, had to win a job. And a lot of these guys, for those who don't know, you know, when they try to pitch themselves, and you know this as a technical director, they'll send you YouTube videos and highlights of what they do in just hopes that maybe you're having a good day and you'll call them up and give them a shot. Well, Aaron Powell gave Christian Pirano an opportunity to come win a job in training camp, and not only did he do that, he's the only attacking player that has played in every single match this season for San Antonio FC.
Dan, this kid could end up being the best signing that San Antonio's ever made. It just hitting his 20th birthday. Only 4 players here have ever even been named the Player of the Week in the USL, and the stuff he's doing is just incredible.
3 minutes added time here at the end of the first half. SAFC up 2 at home over RGV on goals from Barmby and Pirano. Barmby with his 6th, his 3rd in the last 3 matches. Pirano his 5th, his 3rd in the last 2 matches. Pirano concedes, Bird takes it away. Lopez back up with it. Lopez with a strike that's off the head of Castellanos. Barmby. Back in the direction of Gomez. Good first touch, a little heavy, was offside anyway. I'm going to talk about you want to be playing your best soccer going into September and October as we get towards playoff time, and San Antonio FC has really been trending in the right direction here since the beginning of July. And notably, obviously, the acquisition of Frank Lopez has really changed their attack, particularly up the middle, but it has also done wonders for the wide guys like Barmby and Pirano, because it's forced the defense to really kind of adjust their shape a little bit, now having to watch a guy like Frank Lopez making those runs upfield.
That's right. You have to give credit to the coaching staff here, because, you know, in the beginning of the year, I know I have coffee with Darren quite often, and look, it's tough when things aren't going your way, and he didn't get, you know, too down about it, and I'm sure he's not getting too excited about them going on a stretch. He's keeping himself nice and calm and just continues to go out and work hard every single day like a good head coach does, and things are really rolling San Antonio's way right now. It's a credit to the staff and the players.
Pirano to the races, out wide, Restrepo. Closing seconds here of stoppage time. Walter Restrepo inside the area. Restrepo cuts it across the face, a goal just beyond Frank Lopez's reach. And then Lopez shoulder to shoulder there with Kevin Rodriguez. A lot of contact, and continue to play on. And Sergei Demanchuk all of a sudden has decided to maybe just keep that whistle in his pocket here for the end of the first half.
Wise decision.
San Antonio had the advantage, but hard foul behind the play on Andrew Samuels will bring out the caution. And SAFC will have the free kick opportunity here at the end of the first half.
Yeah, Samuels gets into him pretty good. It's a clear foul and deserved the card there in that situation.
Samuels and Isidro Martinez both sitting on yellows here in the first half. And the last opportunity of the half here coming up for San Antonio FC with Walter Restrepo over the ball. Restrepo puts it in the vicinity of Frank Lopez. We'll do it again. Restrepo headed out. And we've reached halftime at Toyota Field. And San Antonio FC, after maybe their most impressive win of the season last Saturday night in Reno, continues to get out of their front foot tonight. 2 goals from Jack Barmby and Christian Pirano as SAFC up 2 at the half over the visitors from RGV here in the South Texas Derby and final Copa Tejas match of the season for San Antonio FC. 2-0 at halftime for the home side. San Antonio over RGV. Halftime coming up next on Fox Sports Southwest.
But yeah, against them, you know.
Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel.
It's only a short drive from home.
Over 3,300 slots, poker, and live bingo.
I come for the drinks.
It's a great place to celebrate.
Come and play.
It all started at one family night in Dumfries, Virginia. Family night is for everybody. It's a time for families to do crafts together.
The kids just love going to Chick-fil-A for dinner. Being the single mom and getting everybody ready, it was tough. We would get there a little bit late, like on the tail end of it. Helen saw that I was having trouble getting them to Chick-fil-A for the family night on time and actually got it extended another hour. Noticing things like that, I never really told her how much she affected me, but she did.
Love you.
Move.
With HEB Curbside and Delivery, we shop how you shop, so you get exactly what you want. We thump how you thump. We squeeze how you squeeze. We pick and sort and choose from our outstanding meat and produce, just how you would if you were here. But instead, you can be there. We do all the heavy lifting, and it's ready when you want it. It's never been easier to shop HEB. Get free next day curbside and delivery now through October 1st at HEB.
No! For all your cars' Big O knows, there's always a Big O yes, like getting great deals on the best tire brands. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel.
It's only a short drive from home.
Over 3,300 slots, poker, and live bingo.
I come for the drinks.
It's a great place to celebrate.
Come and play.
Fortune can hit from here. Oh!
McCarthy once more. Blasted back in, and it's a goal for North Carolina FC. Big shot, and he scored.
And Ben Spees lets one fly and drills it.
Coming and Opara and in. What a move!
Shot blocked, follow up, and that one blocked ball still loose.
Stanley will try to create here. Gets it in. Here's Rowe. Up ahead. Continuing cuts back. Strike coming and just beyond the reach of Mangles. It's in. Towards the box. Cuts around Ovalle. Goes down the strike. Philly on the save at the near post. Through the traffic. Knocks it on. Soto there. Back. The shot. And in. Josue Soto. Off the bench. And putting Chattanooga up 2-1.
A little trickery now, maybe. McCabe goes for goal, and it's an excellent free kick. A long run-up produces a long-range effort from Niall McCabe. Not the first time that he cuts through from Dalgard. Dalgard still with it. He tees it up. Great effort, and a terrific opening goal for Hartford Athletic, coming by the way of Sebastian Dalgard.
Opportunities for the opponent. This ball comes in, headed away only to the top of the box. To Langsdorff, volley off the chest, and Portland has the lead in the 3rd minute.
Still Zach Sandy. It's a drive, and what a save by Matt Pickens. Sent in towards the back post, headed on. Calais Brown, what a save.
John Maduro, watch him on the tail end of this. He knows how good of a save it is. He turns around, slaps a little high five. Devon George is going to be robbed. Calais Brown.
Hey, how was your week? My in-laws were in town.
I got a standing desk.
I tried quinoa.
I took the dog to the groomer.
Make your weekends more exciting than the days before them.
We drove 3 hours to the kids' swim meet.
Right now, qualified buyers get 0% APR financing for 72 months, plus a $2,000 special edition bonus on a new 2019 Tundra Special Edition. Toyota, let's go places.
How would you like to kick it with the pros here at Toyota Field? Go to SanAntonioFC.com/Toyota and register for this VIP experience. It includes behind-the-scenes stadium tour, a soccer clinic, players, coaches, a great dinner, special gift bag, and a whole lot more. Don't miss out. Go to SanAntonioFC.com/Toyota and register. Toyota, let's go places.
Halftime from Toyota Field. San Antonio FC up 2 over Rio Grande Valley FC here in this South Texas Derby match tonight at Toyota Field. And we welcome you back upstairs to the broadcast booth with Matt Barnes. I'm Dan Weiss. Great to have you with us. A lot to talk about in that first half, Matt. We had some goals for the good guys. We had some confusion from the referee, but all in all, if you're San Antonio FC, you like where you're sitting after 45 minutes.
Absolutely. Not only did we have a great opening goal, we had a wonder goal from the Wonder Kid just before halftime. Really good half from San Antonio.
Well, you take a look here at the highlights in the first half. Here's Jack Barby in the 14th minute, getting San Antonio on the board early.
Yeah, Jack hits this one from outside the box and really gets a hold of it. Puts it right in the left corner. Corti can't even touch it.
And then here's what happened just before the half-hour mark. Frank Lopez appears to get fouled by Alejandro Fuenmayor. No foul called on Fuenmayor. Then a red card to Frank Lopez that gets rescinded, and then a red card to Fuenmayor. You could argue there were 3 incorrect calls that were made in that sequence. San Antonio FC now a man up, and here's the wonder goal from Christian Pirano.
So you have the player of the week last week, and you might have the goal of the week this week.
Pirano's 5th goal in the last 2 months of the season. The setup from Walter Restrepo, and San Antonio FC continues to play outstanding soccer here as they have got a 2-goal lead on the visitors right now, and they continue to really dominate in a lot of the offensive and attacking numbers, and this has also been a very familiar trend for them here over the last few weeks.
Yeah, San Antonio not only looks comfortable on the field, but when you see the stats, the proof is in the pudding.
So one thing that we saw in the match against Real Monarchs a couple of weeks ago was, even though San Antonio FC had the lead going into the second half and was in a similar situation, up a man, they kind of played a little lax to start the beginning of the second half, and I'm wondering if Darren Powell might remind them of that here, at least in the first 50 minutes of the second half, to continue to be aggressive here to start coming out of the locker room.
I think you have to. They have to have that killer instinct. They have to come out and put their foot on the pedal and find that third or fourth goal, seal this game off, kill it away. You can't lean on a 2-0 lead at halftime and expect to have a good playoff run. Darren's in that locker room. He's going to tell them to press and push and get that third goal.
And we'll see if San Antonio can get that third goal. I don't know if it'll be any better than the goal from Christian Pirano. A belated birthday present off his outside left foot. San Antonio FC up 2 at halftime.
No!
For all your car's big O no's, there's always a big O yes, like getting great deals on the best tire brands. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
With HEB Curbside and Delivery, we shop how you shop, so you get exactly what you want. We thump how you thump. We squeeze how you squeeze. We pick and sort and choose from our outstanding meat and produce, just how you would if you were here. But instead, you can be there. We do all the heavy lifting, and it's ready when you want it. It's never been easier to shop HEB. Get free next day curbside and delivery now through October 1st at HEB.
It all started that one family night in Dumfries, Virginia. Family night is for everybody. It's a time for families to do crafts together.
The kids just love going to Chick-fil-A for dinner. Being the single mom and getting everybody ready, it was tough. We would get there a little bit late, like on the tail end of it. Helen saw that I was having trouble getting them to Chick-fil-A for the family night on time and actually got it extended another hour. Noticing things like that, I never really told her how much she affected me, but she did.
Love you.
Move.
Halftime continues from Toyota Field. San Antonio FC up 2 over Rio Grande Valley FC in the South Texas Derby and Copa Tejas matchup. Let's see what's at stake tonight for both these clubs as we take a look at the Western Conference table. San Antonio begins the night 1 point below the playoff line, but 3 points you could see potentially put them as high as 5th, depending on results from elsewhere tonight around the USL Championship. So very important tonight for San Antonio to continue to be out on the front foot. And here's what's upcoming for SAFC. They got another home match next Saturday night against New Mexico United right back here on Fox Sports Southwest. And they'll finish the year with 6 out of their last 9 matches on the road, including back-to-back games in Tacoma and Phoenix. The next match at home, you see, will be September the 14th against Oklahoma City Energy FC. Second half coming up when we return on Fox Sports Southwest.
No!
For all your car's big O no's, there's always a big O yes, like getting great deals on the best tire brands. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
With HEB Curbside and Delivery, we shop how you shop, so you get exactly what you want. We thump how you thump. We squeeze how you squeeze. We pick and sort and choose from our outstanding meat and produce, just how you would if you were here. But instead, you can be there. We do all the heavy lifting, and it's ready when you want it. It's never been easier to shop HEB. Get free next day curbside and delivery now through October 1st at HEB.
It all started that one family night in Dumfries, Virginia. Family night is for everybody. It's a time for families to do crafts together.
The kids just love going to Chick-fil-A for dinner. Being the single mom and getting everybody ready, it was tough. We would get there a little bit late, like on the tail end of it. Helen saw that I was having trouble getting them to Chick-fil-A for the family night on time and actually got it extended another hour. Noticing things like that, I never really told her how much she affected me, but she did.
Love you.
Move.
West is brought to you by Toyota. Buyatoyota.com or visit your local Toyota dealer today. Second half about to begin here at Toyota Field. San Antonio FC up 2 over Rio Grande Valley FC. San Antonio playing up a man as well. And Christian Pirano still celebrating his birthday. Still celebrating his USL Player of the Week honors. Has got his 5th goal of the season tonight.
That goal's definitely going to be up for goal of the week as well.
So at halftime, we were given clarification that referee Sergei Dementia basically just got turned inside out a little bit, as the red card that was issued to Alejandro Fuenmayor was for basically a clear path foul. A clear and obvious shot on goal denied potentially. And so that was why Fuenmayor got sent off. But what was very confusing about all of that, again, is that there was no initial foul called. The red card looks to appear to go up to Frank Lopez because of the reaction of Lopez to the no call. And then after the consultation with the assistant, the red card goes up to Fuenmayor, which frankly, again, I mean, even the red card to Fuenmayor could be debatable at that too.
Yeah, Dan, that was so confusing. I get confused talking about it.
Either way, San Antonio FC is up 2 goals here. And again, trying to put away their 6th victory in the last 8 matches.
Dan, we talked about it at halftime a little bit, but San Antonio needs to come out and press here and really push for that 3rd goal tonight so they can just finish this game out.
As they look to get back to the 500 plateau at 9 wins, 9 losses, and 6 draws here is Jack Barmby. Nico Corti. He went last season 15 straight matches winless to close out the year after picking up his lone victory in April. And we mentioned it's been tough goings for RGV over the last few seasons after making the playoffs back in 2016. Their inaugural year. That year they were dynamite against San Antonio FC, taking all 3 games. And even though RGV won earlier this year, in fact, San Antonio has had the better of the overall season series. You go through the last 7 matches, San Antonio's got a winning record of 3-2-2 against the Toros.
See, Dan, Rio Grande Valley shifted into this last half, but they're playing a 4-man midfield now, so a 4-4-1. You can see Coach.
And that ball is off Cardone's fingertips. Or maybe not. Looked for a moment, he got a piece of it as it went over goal. Instead, I think may have just clipped the post.
Hard to tell.
Hard to tell there, yeah. Either way, awarded a goal kick for San Antonio FC off the attempt from Kevin Rodriguez. Hernandez making his first start since the end of April. Came on, wasn't expected to start tonight, but Pekka suffered an injury in warm-ups and was ruled out. So Hernandez gets the opportunity to log opening minutes here tonight. Pirano back to Mo Hernandez. Pirano finding Walter Restrepo outside. Restrepo attacking. Finds Lopez. An injured RGV player down on the field there after Lopez's strike was well off the mark. Special thanks to SWBC for presenting tonight's Copa Tejas South Texas Derby rivalry match against Rio Grande Valley FC. And it's had all the flair and dramatics of a rivalry match, to say the least. Gerson Echeverry spent a lot of time talking to that fourth official since the moment that Fuenmayor got sent off back in the 30th minute. And again, when all is said and done, and we talked about this at halftime, the continuing trend for San Antonio FC has been their attacking numbers moving in a positive direction, their possession numbers moving in a positive direction, their passing numbers, which have been really amongst the best in the USL all season, continuing to be at that consistent level. And when that all comes together, especially the way SAFC defends, that's a tough team to play against week in and week out.
Sure is. They're absolutely trending in the right direction, and one of the reasons I'm so excited about next week's game.
And even though this one certainly is well away from being done, as Martinez plays it into the box, settle down. Eric Bird's shot is blocked off Guy Green. RGV wanted penalty for a handball. Instead, Mo Hernandez on the counter, looking in the direction of Frank Lopez. Hernandez gets hit from behind, and a yellow to Roberto Castellanos.
Hernandez does a great job picking this ball up. Looked like a fairly clean tackle.
I thought it was a
pretty
good tackle by Castellanos, playing the ball right there. And
could be another tough call.
All fairness. But again, even though there's time played in this one, that matchup with New Mexico United be a good test for San Antonio FC, as New Mexico's got some highly prolific offensive attacking players.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to. You have a team kind of trending up and a team trending down, and New Mexico had their way with San Antonio earlier in the year, and I'm excited to see how the two teams match up later in the season.
There's Pirano. Cordy come out and grab this one.
Good job from Corti there. He came out hard and collected the ball cleanly.
Castellanos. Martinez. Connor Donovan to come on after Fuenmayor was sent off. San Antonio wins the ball, but Gomez whistled for the foul. And Samuels. Andrew Samuels was taken in the second round of this past spring's Major League Soccer Super Draft by the Houston Dynamo, the 33rd overall pick, rookie out of Maryland. They had their first overall pick, 8th overall, Sam Junkwood from Cal, playing down here for quite a bit of time. He was recalled back up to the first side earlier this week. Fuenmayor coming the other way. Enriquez makes the turn. Coronado puts it into the box, and that's defended out. There'll be a throw here for RGV. Miscommunication between Enriquez and Castellanos. What's the challenge for RGV in this situation, playing down a man when they're trying to build some possession and trying to find the attacking lanes that they can get an opportunity to get on the board here?
Yeah, right now it's that balance, because one goal puts them back in the game, but if they give up a goal, the game's essentially over. So You really have to pick and choose your right spots, and that's where the trick for San Antonio comes in. They cannot give up another goal here, or a goal, their first goal. If it goes 2-1, anything can happen, and one of the big misconceptions about playing a man down is that it makes a huge difference, and statistically speaking, it doesn't change the game that much. Not as much as people think.
Good run here upfield. Rodriguez into the box, brushed off the ball there by Akan, and Akan able to win possession. San Antonio a little cute with the ball though on that back line. This ball's going to hang up in the wind. Enriquez. No ball there. Return Salazar trying to get free. It's it back on Eric Bird. His strike blocked. Stays inside the area before San Antonio FC will grab possession and get forward. Jack Barmby's off to the races. He's got Lopez wide to the left. Barmby still moving with it. For Lopez. Good recovery from Connor Donovan and the RGV defense getting back on that one. And then RGV is whistled for the foul.
Rio Grande Valley defenders in that back line, they funnel down, do a really good job. You just like to see Barmby lay that ball off a little bit quicker. And here you pretty simple foul out on the sidelines, but San Antonio's going to have a good free kick opportunity out of this.
RGV getting awfully close to getting that last touch for a great opportunity to get on the scoreboard here early in the second half. It's kind of what we talked about at halftime in that first quarter hour in the second half to see if San Antonio could put the nail in the coffin and put it away.
Yeah, and right after we talk about that, RGV hits the crossbar, so you got to be careful here. But Dan, the third goal puts this game out of reach.
5 on the line here at the top of the 18-yard box for San Antonio FC on this set piece about to be delivered in from Jack Barmby off his left foot. Connor Donovan, Josh Yarrow, each with a word. Sergei Demanchuk. Barmby off the reset. This ball comes cleanly into Gomez. His attempt is cleared off the line. Like Donovan got it before it trickled in. It's headed wide by Gomez off the service from Restrepo.
First of all, this is a really good ball from Barmby into the box. He rips it in, almost get the front post chance from Lopez.
Lopez with another opportunity for Sportsy to come out and sweep that one out of play just below us. Toronto. 2 balls on the field right now. Restrepo cleared one out and then picked up the actual one.
Got the bonus ball.
There you go. It's not worth any extra points, unfortunately. There's Castellanos, by the way, with a clearance off the line. Prevented that third goal for San Antonio from Gomez. Good turn for Pirano. Pirano inside the area. Pirano off his left foot. That didn't come through to goal, but it is a corner for San Antonio. Restrepo will go over and take it here. Third corner of the match coming up for SAFC. Restrepo, the in-swinger here in this sequence. It's a good ball in here, shallow, and that's cleared off the near post by RGV. Gomez. Morano. Barnby gives it a go. Just over goal. Not a bad idea though from Jack. Certainly he's got that in his range from about 30 yards out or so.
Here, Pirano plays him a real nice ball, and Jack takes this well. Really got a hold of it. Good first touch. Just missed the target.
Foul here on Ty Green, going over the top there of Michael Salazar. Highlighted Salazar at the top of the broadcast tonight with 9 goals, tied for 14th in USL play. But I mean, he's come down to play in USL. He has been unbelievably prolific. 11 goals in just 25 matches in USL play. Spent some time with New York Red Bulls, 2, before getting opportunity down here in RGV. Cardoni will climb the ladder on this service in from Martinez.
Salazar's by himself up top for the rest of the night, so he's going to have to do something extra special to get Rio Grande Valley back into the game.
Gomez. Pirano. Jack Barnby, just over an hour through the match. The referee. Settled by Akan. Weaves his way through traffic. It's a good ball out wide here. Gomez keeps it alive on the byline. Play around the defender, Coronado. Good recovery for him. And RGV will clear it out of the back. Salazar taken away from him by Kai Green. Akan. Brush off Eric Burt. Akan down in the box, but we play on. Enriquez. Hood dispossesses him of the ball. Akan is still down. Get back to his feet. One guy I never envy, by the way, in a match, the fourth official. It's the closest to the coaches on both sides in the box.
It's got to be the worst assignment in the business, just getting both ears yelled at all night.
Gomez gets it back into his left foot. Mo Hernandez. Oh, nice little play by Hernandez. Service in. Pirano over goal. Sign up to Kick It with the Pros, presented by Toyota. You'll be entered to win a chance to participate in Toyota Field Day. SAFC players and coaches visit sanantoniofc.com/Toyota to enter. SAFC will give Pascal Abusi an opportunity here for Mo Hernandez. Remember, Hernandez was coming back from injury. He's already played 62 minutes tonight, and so Pascal Abusi will make just his 5th appearance of the season as he comes on for Mo Hernandez, who, of course, had the assist that set up the first goal of the night for Jack Barnby.
Yeah, good minutes from Hernandez tonight. You know, getting thrown into the starting lineup when Pekka gets injured in the warm-up. I thought he's terrific. Just had a terrific start. Really good minutes.
As we mentioned, Mo Hernandez coming off the injury report. We take a look at tonight's Methodist Healthcare injury report for San Antonio FC. Pekka was a late addition to that one right before the match, but Leroy Magarushi, Lance Lang, Ethan Bryant, Jose Gallegos, and Bradford Jameson all out of action tonight. Jameson, by the way, left the match in the first half last Saturday in Reno. To be replaced by Jack Barnby coming on for him. And haven't got really an update on the duration of the injury for Jameson at this point. Just listed out with a lower body injury. Obviously, tough loss for SAFC's attack. Jameson, 5 goals on the season in 19 matches. Martinez will take the third corner of the night here for RGV. Outswinger in this instance. He's a ball towards the back post, brought down by Castellanos, and cleared there out of the 6-yard area by San Antonio. This will be a throw for SAFC. LaHood will take it. San Antonio has Abusi, his first touch tonight. Trying to simply manage the game here for this final half hour. Take their 3 points and move on to New Mexico next Saturday night here at Toyota Field. And again, pending on results around the rest of the conference tonight, SAFC sitting on 33 points, could be as high as 7th in the table when the night is said and done.
Yeah, what a run from them lately, just racking up points week in and week out.
They would actually push ahead of OKC. They'd be 6th in the table theoretically if things fell their way, because they've got the win advantage over Energy. They'll have another match with Energy, as you saw in our upcoming schedule, coming up on September 14th, and that could certainly play a big part in the finish of the season for San Antonio. And again, don't forget the USL has expanded their playoff format this season, as now 10 teams make the postseason. There is a play-in round where the 7 and 8 seeded teams will host an opening round game for the opportunity to advance to the next round. Lopez, that's off the defender. Castellanos will be a corner. And the 4th of the night for San Antonio.
Yeah, with a playoff structure like this, it's really important that San Antonio gets into one of those spots.
Well, and I guess it's an interesting question almost. You know, I'm sure you'd like to have the chance of not having to play that play-in game, but maybe as good as San Antonio's been playing, by having that play-in game but having it here at home, could certainly give them some confidence should they win going into that next round.
Yeah, that week off doesn't always help teams at this stage of the game.
Gomez, good turn! Good save from Corti, and another corner coming up here for San Antonio. It's interesting, I think from a business perspective, San Antonio would love to have a playoff game. And for that matter, they could still finish in the top 4. You saw Austin Bold is right now sitting in that number 4 spot, only 5 points ahead of San Antonio FC right now. So with the run that SAFC has been on to this point, 4th is clearly not out of the question. But maybe they don't mind finishing 7th or 8th either. Service in. Corti has to go over Lopez, knocked that ball away, and RGV out on the counter. They'll call the foul here on San Antonio, and a yellow on Pascal Abusi. They were going to play the advantage if RGV could get out of that, but as SAFC took possession over, the yellow is assessed to Abusi.
I think if you would have asked Darren Powell 2 months ago if he would take the 10th and final playoff spot, he would have taken it right there, right then. So I don't think they can complain about anything. He's got the team dialed in. They're heading towards a playoff spot, and I think Darren would take anything at this point and take his chances.
Carlos Small comes on to the 68th minute, taking out Michael Salazar. Small's got 8 goals on the season, so some fresh legs. He's got 2 goals and 3 caps with his native Panama.
I understand, I understand fresh legs, but why take off your best striker when you're 2 goals down at this point, unless he's trying to limit his legs or minutes for some reason. But it seems strange when you need a goal. Why not put 2 strikers up top and gamble in the midfield a little bit, or gamble with your back line?
This is Small's 34th appearance with RGV, one of 11 returnees Gerson Echeverry's club from a year ago. 13 goals as a member of the Toros. The turn from Enriquez. The return ball there from Coronado. Just missing there. Small as Abusi will give it back to Cardoni. Pirano with a good touch. And a good find out wide. Restrepo as Pirano continues to get forward. Pirano switching the play across. The ball a little bit behind Gomez. Will have to track back to the touchline to go play it. Returns to the middle of the park here for Pirano. Barnby gets upended. And a dangerous free kick here for San Antonio after the foul from Kevin Rodriguez.
Pirano does a tricky little pass, but actually he leaves Jack in a tough spot. He's got to take that heavy first touch, and really Jack did well with that. It's a good spot for Barnby. It's in his range. He's just got to decide if he's going to hit it or play this ball into the back stick. With a big man on the back stick, you might want to play it into the box, though.
Pirano misfires. Restrepo rather misfiring over there on that tick. Billy Forbes is getting loose down on the San Antonio FC bench. Figures to take out Walter Restrepo. Again, Restrepo has been more of a second half substitute this season for San Antonio. Hasn't played 90 minutes very often this year. Abusi and Small. This will be a corner here for RGV. Fourth of the match. And indeed, Billy Forbes will come on for Walter Restrepo here. Looks like it'll be after this corner. First taken by Isidro Martinez down by the near stick. 72nd minute. San Antonio getting 2 first half goals. Jack Barnby, Christian Pirano. Coronado clips a good ball into the back post. Defended to the top of the 18. Eric Bird's strike is blocked. And upfield to the midfield line. And now Billy Forbes will be summoned on here for Walter Restrepo. Restrepo had 2 assists last Saturday. He gets another assist here tonight on the goal for Christian Pirano in the 44th minute that gave San Antonio their 2-goal lead.
Yeah, good game tonight for Restrepo. I thought he played really well. Solid performance. And now Rio Grande Valley has to deal with Billy Forbes coming in.
Restrepo now with 5 assists on the season, leads the club in that category, as Billy Forbes will make his 21st appearance this year. His 52nd appearance in league play for San Antonio FC. Trying to climb up the ladder in that category. He's 5th overall right now in appearances, all-time behind Greg Cochran, Rafa Castillo, Pekka, Ever Guzman, and then you got Billy Forbes right now at number 5. All-time USL play appearances.
Solid group of players right there.
Jack Barnby looking in Billy's direction for a first touch, and the throw for San Antonio. Abusi, struggle on that ball back from Gomez. San Antonio will have the throw. San Antonio gets a little bit healthier. As we talked about a little bit earlier, they're likely to stick the 3-back formation. It's worked so well up to this point to get him back above the playoff line. They've now all of a sudden got a bevy of healthy defenders to work from here. And we'll get a foul that'll be called.
They do, but they need to get Pekka healthy, right? Because I really felt like they were struggling without him in the beginning of the season. So hopefully whatever happened to him in the warm-up tonight isn't too bad. Doesn't keep him out for too long. I think he's a key to the success of this team.
This will be a corner, in fact, awarded to RGV. So now each club 5 corners tonight as Martinez, right-footed in swinger, will take it here. Headed into the back of the net. And Carlos Small, his 9th of the season, and RGV is within 1.
This is a good delivery. It's a great header into the back of the net. It's exactly what we talked about, Dan. You didn't want to see San Antonio come out in this half and not put the game away. And look, now they're going to have to deal with a head of steam that Rio Grande Valley is going to build up.
San Antonio trying to get that goal back. Gomez loses his footing. And he may have got a piece of the ball there with his hand. Here's RGV. Small makes the turn. Turns Abusi inside out. Good recovery from Abusi. And now a foul on Abusi. It was Small at 5'11", 159, but he looks so much more imposing than that.
I wouldn't have guessed that from here. He's a tank.
Moves into a tie with Michael Salazar for the team lead with his 9th goal. And Isidro Martinez off the set piece gets his team leading 6th assist as well, as we're going to get a water break here in the second half.
Yeah, good sub from Coach Echeverry.
Well,
you know,
yeah,
I was just questioning it. Yep, absolutely. And I think he made the right call there. They're back into this game. There's plenty of time for them to find a way to get a point on the road. And like we've talked about, San Antonio needs to find a way to finish these types of games off.
Well, you can enter for your chance to be an SAFC Ball Kid at a match this season presented by Chick-fil-A. Includes 4 tickets to the match and Chick-fil-A for a year. To enter, visit sanantoniofc.com/ballkidsweeps. Scores right now from around the conference here. Austin at home up 4-1 over Tulsa. El Paso in the first half scoreless with Tacoma. New Mexico, we mentioned, is here next Saturday night. They're even with LA at a goal apiece, and Orange County and Las Vegas just getting underway. Late game tonight is in Sacramento, where Republic will play Colorado Springs. Sacramento made a pretty good acquisition earlier this week. Picked up Thomas Ennisvolden from Indy 11. Ennisvolden, by the way, was amongst the leaders in the scoring race a year ago, playing for Orange County. Was one of the more dynamic attacking players in the Western Conference. He's struggled this year playing in Indy, but now goes back out west to Sacramento, and maybe a Frank Lopez type pickup for their attack as they move into the final third of the season.
Yeah, sometimes a little tweak or a little change of scenery can really make a difference for a player, and I don't think you can ever count Sacramento out. It's such a historic and a great program.
Brian Gomez went down. That was really the reason that everyone went to grab a drink of water. It was technically not a official water break or hydration break. Gomez, as you see on the sideline, getting ready to come back on here. Meanwhile, Martinez, service to the top of the 18-yard box. It's volleyed along and will go out of play. It'll be a throw here for RGV as Gomez is brought back on again. Carlos Small, just a moment ago in the 75th minute, finishing off the service from Martinez for his 9th goal of the season past Cardone to make it a 2-1 game. And this final quarter out of the match, certainly interesting. San Antonio FC was on the other side of the coin against Sacramento a couple of weeks ago. They had rallied back to within one and had that wonderful opportunity at the death from Ever Guzman, just putting it off the fingertips of Raul Diaz.
Well, if San Antonio wants to be a playoff team and wants to make a run in the playoffs, they definitely need to figure out how to finish games off. And, you know, again, 2-0 lead with a man advantage at halftime. Like I said earlier, people think it's an easy deal, but it's not.
And Small, oh, a great challenge, but it's an own goal for San Antonio. Khan with a fantastic tackle on Carlos Small, but inadvertently puts the ball in the back of his own net. In the 80th minute, we're leveled at 2.
Yeah, you see the initial, what you think is a good tackle. It just kind of comes off the end of his foot. Absolutely nothing Cardone can do about that. Just a bit of bad unluck.
And a stunned Toyota Field crowd after San Antonio seemed to have this one in hand. Up 2 goals, and then Small and an own goal off of Khan, and all of a sudden we're level once again at 2 goals apiece. All this with a man down for RGV. There'll be a foul on Gomez trying to climb the ladder for that ball.
You have to think now, Dan, Rio Grande Valley's going to pack it in a bit and make you know, San Antonio's job even more difficult.
It's that old saying, this is why they play the games.
Absolutely.
You see it on paper, everything looks like it's going San Antonio's way for an opportunity to take 3 points comfortably and continue to push up the ladder. Now staring at, well, of course, getting a result and a point is always valuable each and every week. Should the scoreline stay this would be on the wrong side of what getting 1 point feels like.
And I'll say it again, having a man advantage does not always, you know, end up being the biggest advantage as people think. It's still a tough task to beat teams with 10 players, even with a man up.
We'll see if San Antonio can come back and regain the lead. Barnby, the steal. Forbes. There'll be a foul on Billy Forbes, trying to spin out of that tackle.
Well, San Antonio still has a lineup out there to do this, Dan. They have fresh legs out on the left with Billy.
Taking a look at our scoring summary from tonight. Again, it was San Antonio getting out to an early 1-goal lead, and then the confusion of what initially looked to be a red card to Frank Lopez, what became a red card to Alejandro Fuenmayor. Christian Perano continuing his hot streak with his 3rd goal in 2 games. Carlos Small getting the visitors on the board in the 75th minute, and then 5 minutes later, an own goal from Ebi Khan. Has even the match at 2 apiece here with under 10 minutes remaining. Coronado. It's a near giveaway. Oh, look out, Billy Forbes will get to the ball. The poor delivery from Martinez. Forbes. Good recovery here by RGV. Jack Barnby back into the box. A heavy touch, and Connor Donovan took it off his feet. Kevin Rodriguez got slowed up in the midfield. San Antonio FC nearly retook the lead after an errant ball from Martinez, who's played so well tonight, at Billy Forbes out of the pack. Here's Perano. Gomez out wide. It's off the defender and cleared out. This could be a foul on the hood. Contact.
Game's starting to open up too, Dan. You can see that's what I like about this game, and even the Copa Tejas we've been talking about is you can clearly see both these teams want to win this game, and both coaches are going for it.
An anxious Darren Powell, I'm assuming, down on the San Antonio bench watching this one unfold here at the end. Forbes, Barmby, Lopez. At the collapse on Lopez. 3 RGV players on him. And the delivery upfield, a little bit beyond the reach of Carlos Small. So the one thing that Darren Powell did remark about with RGV to me yesterday, said their transition game, their counter is really their strength, and even playing a man down, they're not shying away from that here. Forbes looking in Lopez's direction. Castellanos will get a piece of it, and it'll end up being a corner for San Antonio, their 6th of the night.
Well, they do counter well, but he's going to be disappointed that they gave up the first goal on a set piece from a corner kick. You know, they'll go back and look at film like that and wish they could have adjusted better there, because that's really what changed the game.
Barmby, the in-swinger. To the back post. Oh, Corti just able to climb the ladder and get to it first. That's well done by the keeper. 5 minutes and whatever added time remaining in this one. RGV trying to steal a point on the road. Last week they saw a 3-2 lead evaporated to death on a goal by Colorado Springs. This week they find themselves down a man, down 2 goals, and have brought the game back level. And they'll make their final substitution of the evening. They'll put in a defender, Zach Jackson, taking out a midfielder, Kevin Rodriguez, and more to your point, trying to pack it in and get out of here perhaps with 1.
Yeah, you'd have to be real happy as a team if you get out of here with a point tonight. Dan.
Meanwhile, Michael LaHood with some words for the departing Rodriguez. LaHood's mind, it appears Rodriguez is perhaps taking his time coming off the field in this substitution, and Rodriguez, at least in the minds of Sergei Ditchman, will be served with a yellow as he comes off. Zach Jackson on for just the 4th time this season. Dynamo Academy product who played collegiate soccer at Furman and Tulsa. San Antonio with a throw.
Going into the 87th minute here, you get the feeling one of these teams is going to have another chance, if not both of them, and see if somebody can finish it off.
That one extended break when Gomez was down. So that might give us maybe 4 to 5 minutes of added time here. Billy Forbes. Corti comes up with the save on a tough angled shot from Forbes.
A couple goals, several substitutions. We may have a good little chunk here.
Oh, Lopez! But that ball hung up. And Lopez served a yellow. I get there's protecting the goalkeeper, but
let's see here.
That's a pretty heads-up play from Frank Lopez.
Yeah, it is, because he doesn't really interfere with the actual kick of the goalkeeper. He just jumps up in front of him. Referee didn't like it though, so there's your answer.
RGV will get the throw here now. Not spent much time in the attacking third of the field since the own goal from Ebi Khan. Coronado sees it slip out of his hands. Back touch for Carlos Small. Enriquez defended by LaHood. Enriquez puts a good ball across. Headed out by Billy Forbes. Parado. He can fly. Eric Bird does a nice job catching up to him, holding up Parado. And Bird will be called for the foul, and he too will get a yellow here.
You see on the replay, it's such a good battle here. Bird stayed with him for the most part. Doesn't really need to pull him back there. He's got him on his outside hip, running away from goal.
It was actually Zach Jackson, not Bird, over there. That's the yellow card here in the 90th minute.
But then again, the last guy you want running around and around the box is Parano. So
that's what they call professional foul.
That's a tactical foul.
5 minutes of added time here is what we'll get in the second half. And San Antonio FC here with a free kick opportunity. Barnby, low ball. Carlos Small right to Billy Forbes. Heavy touch. The first take by Forbes from his left foot. That'll allow Nick Corti and RGV to milk a little more clock here.
Billy does the right thing by trying to get a hold of it when it pops out of the box like that, but just hit it a little too heavy.
San Antonio, about 4 minutes remaining. Try to get that go-ahead and game winner. Get all 3 points. 31, should it stay at this line, would put them level with Sacramento, but the Quails play later tonight at home against Colorado Springs. San Antonio, all this momentum and sitting in a playoff position all week up until today. Potentially go into next weekend out of the playoff mix. Abusi. Throw for San Antonio. Abusi with a giveaway. Carlos Small's got Enriquez out wide. Small plays a very weak ball. San Antonio gets away with one there, and then RGV is starting to get a reputation of tugging jerseys a little bit here.
They've done a lot of that.
It was Enriquez that time.
Busi's got to be a little more careful with the ball. He's given it away several times tonight, and you know it's another question San Antonio's going to ask themselves. They're playing comfortably at 2-0, made some substitutions, and then given up a couple goals.
Billy Forbes not get to that ball before it crosses the byline. Yeah, that's interesting because I think in Darren Powell's mind, he thought, hey, we're up 2. We're sitting in a good spot here. Abusi's only appeared 4 times this year. Let me give him some minutes, build up his confidence a little bit. And neither of the goals were Abusi's fault in this instance tonight. But that being said, obviously the way that the game has flipped on its head to this point, if there was a do-over, you wonder would the coach maybe think differently?
Yeah, you have to think about it. The back line was playing very well, and Hernandez was really sealing things up in front of him. And now, you know, when they made that switch with the Busi's, giving the ball away several times, Kai Green looks a little bit tired in that defensive midfield spot. So I'm sure they're going to ask some questions tonight.
It's a throw for RGV with just about 90 seconds remaining. Jackson. Nice job by Khan stepping up to win the ball. Billy Forbes. Jackson running back with him. And the ball won on a good tackle by RGV. Billy Forbes is down over by the touchline. RGV will just clear it upfield into the what is likely final minute of added time. Yarrow. Frank Lopez trying to make a run. Connor Donovan's just going to boom it into the seats. San Antonio's running out of chances here. Forbes. Barmby. Give it a go from there. No. He's going to look to play into the box for Lopez to fend it out. Boosie hustles over to take the throw. Green. It's a good ball into the area. Defender able to win it. Get it out there by Bird. Boosie brings it down. Kai Green's got to give it a go. It's low on the pitch. It's blocked out. And it will finish level tonight at Toyota Field. San Antonio FC squanders a 2-goal lead in the second half. And in the final installment of the South Texas Derby and final Copa Tejas match of the season, it ends in a 2-2 draw for San Antonio FC and RGV.
Yeah, I think they're going to be real disappointed when they look back at this with a 2-0 lead at the halftime with a man up. This will be one that I wish they could have had back.
Christian Pirano, the player of the week. It's his 5th goal in the last 2 months of the season. Jack Barmby gets his 3rd goal in the last 2 matches and his 6th of the year. But in the end, San Antonio has to settle for 1 as they draw with their Derby rivals from Rio Grande Valley 2-2 tonight. Your club season continues next Saturday night right back here at Toyota Field. They'll take on New Mexico United. Kickoff is at 7:30. You can watch all the action on Fox Sports Southwest. Now, for Matt Barnes, our entire crew, I'm Dan Boy saying so long. Our final from Toyota Field tonight, San Antonio FC 2, Rio Grande Valley Toros FC 2. This has been a presentation of the USL and Spurs Sports and Entertainment. So long, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United States. This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast. This copyrighted telecast. This copyrighted telecast of you. This copyrighted telecast of United Soccer.